And we are live with In Eloth's Footsteps, session 25, Smiler's Gorge Actual, because I realised I called last session Smiler's Gorge, and then we didn't get there. But yeah, so Smiler's Gorge again, kind of. Tom may join us, he may not. He has homework, that's life. I think Jacob's still in Edinburgh. Yeah. We have Jack and Louis, that's fine. That's all we need. Just do quick introductions and then get straight into it. So, Jack.
Yes, I am playing the dwarf. Can you hear that? I'm not sure you can hear that.
I could hear that.
Also known as Finden. And I just looked at my character sheet and I saw I've got Jam Rules one for some reason as well. But yeah, I'm Finden, Finn, Frostborn Fireforged, dwarf of the party.
If you've got Jam Rules character sheet, keep it open because then you can.
Yeah, I think that's why.
I've Jam Rule.
Yeah, and you're
a Dwarven Fighter.
Dwarven Fighter, yes.
Okay, and Louis.
I think if anybody's watching this and they haven't watched a previous one, they're in for a very confusing game. Anyway, I am playing Rael Endine, who is a half-elf wizard. I'm not going to bother going into any more detail than that. I don't think
that's fine. Yeah. Last session, it had been a couple of months since the previous session. You had collected the rest of the keys with Morningstar and other guardians' helps, and you were on your way to rendezvous with the other collecting teams at Eloth in Brink. There were worms and cultists and Church of Sagiel, who had been denounced by Delthor, were all attacking the city when you got there, but it was holding fairly well. You guys got there and dragoned and swanned it up and kind of just destroyed everything. And repelled the invaders, set them away. You got into the city, pulled all the keys together, which were just melted down and made into a seal.
Yeah.
That was basically where you left it. You were about to go to Smiler's Gorge to open Smiler's Gorge with the seal. The only other key thing, which is quite key, is that Rael's father was there, Shimladir, and his brother, Sundamar. They didn't really talk much, Rael and them, which was understandable. But before they left, because they were about to leave one evening, Sundamar said that things needed explaining, but wasn't really the place to do it. But he, basically did some magical stuff, touched Rael's forehead, and she felt a strange warmth come over her, and then just said, "I hope you like interesting dreams," in a kind of jokey, sarcastic way, and that is where we left it. If that sounds familiar.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So, that evening, which is not much later than where we left off last session, everyone goes to bed. Rael somewhat less eagerly than the rest of the party, especially the dwarf, because she's not sure what dreams this time are going to befall her, though it is the first time that she is going to sleep with the preconception that she's going to have a peculiar dream. She lies there for a while, kind of half feeling herself fall asleep, and then be like, no, I don't actually want to fall asleep, thank you. But eventually, her eyes close, and she falls asleep. They look like memories. You're not sure how to describe it, but they seem to be moving, but there's no sound. It is all silent. You can tell what the people are thinking in these pictures, though you can't tell how. The first one is of your mother and your father. He is wounded, you can see. It was one of the battles that they used to talk about, not that often, most of the time when they thought you and your brothers could not hear. Not that you really remember this, but through your dreams, through this dream, it is somehow apparently more clear to you. The picture changes. You believe this is a couple of years later. Your mother and your father are talking again. You know that your mother wants a daughter, but that this is no longer possible. She seems sad, and your father even more so. Time moves on again. There are 4 people in this picture now. Your mother, your father, his brother, and your old master, whose name I've forgotten. They seem to be discussing things, making arrangements. Your mother seems very happy. Your father is smiling, but on the inside, you can see he feels worthless. The next picture has a face you do not recognize. A half-elven baby, a girl. It takes you a moment to realize that this girl is you. The same 4 people are present again in this picture. Happy faces all around. Though your father is only an outward face. A couple of years go by, and you see your father and his brother having a discussion. You can tell that your father's brother feels sad, as does your father. Your father's brother is telling Shimladir that he's going to move away. He feels he's getting too much in the way of their family's relationship. And so he leaves. The next picture, you can see your father speaking to some other elves. They look very angry. It appears that they have found out that you are not, in fact, Shimladir's child. Your father returns to you. Your mother, she says that they need to go for their own safety. That he would stay behind in the elven village to try and make people believe that this was not the case, and that he would follow when possible. A few more years go past, years you remember somewhat better. And you can see your father watching from the trees, watching you grow up. Though as you had started to believe that he was the reason that you left, he did not wish to be seen. He also didn't want to, as he had in fact become angry with the ways that the elves wanted you to be brought up, and wanted you to be without their influence, even his. Time fast forwards now quite considerably. Your father looks older now, similar to how he looked when you previously saw him. When the worms returned, his brother and him met up once more. They returned to Ekwil. You see them on a boat to help fight against these creatures. They are met by the librarian on the way to find you after inquiring where you'd gone. He gave them some kind of technology from the Watcher that you have seen similar things to before. Jamril has, and Varys has some similar technology. You can see them all throughout your journey, the two of them shadowing you and protecting you if you needed it. Such as the time with the giant worm creature in the siege of the city of Eloth that you were in a few weeks back. However, they were not needed as much as they had imagined. And you proved that you could look after yourself. There are multiple pictures of this. Both of them are smiling. And you can tell that they are clearly very proud. This last image of the two of them smiling as they see this huge shining dragon just completely chomp down on the neck of this dark black dragon outside the walls of Eloth. You see their smiles and this warm feeling of pride within yourself and also within them. And then the dream ends and you fade into a deep, peaceful sleep. There is a knocking on the door the next morning. It sounds not like a fist, but more like a staff, a do, knocking on the door. Hello in there. Can I come in?
Do I recognise the voice?
You recognise the voice very well. It is Lockfin.
I'll make sure that I'm decent and then go and flip back the bolt on the door and open it for him.
He bumbles in after a moment. Ah, well, it is very good to see you again. How are you doing? I see.
I don't know if we're strong enough to for the task ahead, but I think we need to go and find out.
You all are far too humble. You give yourself nowhere near enough credit.
Do not underestimate our enemies. We've done that too often.
A wise notion. But it is one thing to be able to simply turn yourself into a dragon. It is another thing to be able to truly fight like one. Now, dwarf pokes him with his staff. Up, you.
Yeah.
We have plenty of things to do. We need to be out as early as possible. Time is no longer with us.
Okay.
I'll give you 5 minutes to get ready. Meet me downstairs. He turns, walks out. Harren, Varys, and Jamril are also rising from their slumber.
Findon chases after saying, "What about breakfast?" No, just.
What about second breakfast?
You can eat something while I talk to you. He calls back.
I turn to face. As I turn to face them, I say, "Well, that should improve my appetite." It's not going to take me more than a couple of minutes to finish getting my stuff together.
No. Yeah, get your stuff together and head downstairs where Lockfin is indeed waiting. There's a pouch sitting off on the table. And there is breakfast.
I glance at the pouch, and as I pick up a piece of bacon and toast, and start munching on it. I just nod to it with a quizzical look on my face.
Lockvin gives you a grin. Do you remember those Nagas that we fought when I was travelling with you a month or so back?
Unfortunately, yes.
This is the essence that I was talking about. This should, for the most part, protect you on your trek through Smiler's Gorge.
Oh.
However, there's a slight issue which
There's a slight issue.
I kind of forgot about at the time. While this essence does protect you from a lot of the magic of the Gorge, it also prevents you yourself from performing any magic.
So only a small setback.
Yes, only a small setback. Believe me, at first I was a lot more worried as well. However, while you may not be able to turn yourself into a dragon, there are many other things that can go your way. For a start, you have an abled company of fighters with you who rely on magic almost not at all. And second, he motions to your staff. This thing's magic cannot be stopped by any force.
So what you're saying is that whatever we're fighting is more likely to want to eat this. And he reaches out and prods Finn just as he's taking a huge bite of sausage and whatever else.
Finn just looks like, whoa, just.
I suppose. But I can also do one better. Point your staff this way.
She moves the staff and points it in his direction with one hand whilst having another bite with the other.
Mm-hmm. From underneath his cloak, Lockvin pulls out his own oaken staff. This one is like black, like very black. Kind of like shiny, with green little cantations down the sides instead of blue. And he kind of crosses it with yours. And again, the inscriptions on yours just glow for a second, just kind of like they go slightly turquoise, just kind of along them as the green mixes with the blue. That should help to protect you all better on your travel through the gorge. And from a mechanical standpoint,
go on.
It means that, Vial and anyone who is within 20 feet of her is resistant to fire, cold, and lightning damage.
Ooh. Within 20 feet.
Yes. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Resistant to fire, cold, and
lightning.
Worry about poison and acid.
Yeah, and thunder and psychic, but apart from those, and force. But yeah.
Yes. Nasty, sharp, stabby, pointy things.
Yeah, that's still an issue. I will leave you to finish your breakfast, and then you'll need to come outside and meet your guard. He smiles and turns.
Once he's left the room, Rael looks at Finn and says, "More than 1,000 years old, and he still hasn't learned to wait until people have had a cup of coffee before he starts talking."
Finn is at this moment just shoveling stuff down, just show Harry.
Harren's kind of looking, no magic. What am I going to do?
Finland's just sitting there laughing like,
You only have to run faster than him, and that
yeah.
isn't difficult.
That laugh you just made, Jack, was so similar to the Gimli laugh. It just made me laugh. Anyway.
Wait, Finland's going, wait a second. Do my wings count as magic? Oh no, just realizes he will be the slowest. Oh god.
Yes, it does. Your rocket boots don't, though.
Ah, yes.
I'm not sure. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, this kind of makes Harren chuckle a little bit. Right. Well, suppose we should get going then. Harren just kind of gets up, followed by Varys, who has had like a leaf or something.
I'm kind of getting the feeling that this is not, we'll go out, we'll do a couple of bits and then we'll come back. We're heading off to Smiler's Gorge now.
That was going to be my next question. Would you like to do anything before you head off?
Just a couple of more bits of bacon are going between pieces of bread and going into my bag, so I've got something to munch on the way.
Yeah. I've got everything. I've got my double-headed grappling hooks, a rope one, and a chain one. I've got my 4 throwing axes and a bandolier of grenades, and also a bag of magical explosives that I don't know what they do yet, but they could be useful.
You're not running fast at all.
I'm very weighed down.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you're all sorted, we'll head outside.
Okay.
Cool. So you walk outside and see that there is quite a large group of people mounted on horseback already. You can see mainly humans, many men. There's some women. Then there's a group of elves, some dwarves on ponies. You can see a couple of halflings, a couple of other different races, 1 or 2 minor ones. There's between 30 and 40 people in total. Lochfin is standing there along with the librarian Vasval, Telekai, Arthur. This, they present, is your guard. They are to travel with you to Smiler's Gorge and protect the gate until you come back.
No.
It's no use you being in there and not being able to get out. The way ahead has already been checked by our reconnaissance. They give a little glance at Wayao when they say this, and the path is clear currently, and they'll let us know if anything changes. If anything goes south on the way, then they probably won't say that, but we're going to say that. Your orders are to get to the gorge. All this lot know what they are in for, and they are willing to give everything to make sure that you get to and back from that gate. Do not wait for them. If all is good, they will be fine, and if not, the cause will have been most noble. There's a brief moment of silence.
Once we're beyond the gate, we don't need the essence anymore.
I see that Lochfin has not entirely explained this yet. When you get to the gate, you present the crest of Eloth. this opens the gate to the Gorge. The Gorge is home to all kinds of dark magic. This is where you need the essence.
Okay.
Beyond the Gorge, there are the mountains. At this point, you do not need the essence. Just make sure you save some for the way back. We also don't want you falling at the last hurdle.
It's less important.
If that is everything,
yeah, Rael reaches out, claps Finn on the back and says, "Come on, short stuff, saddle up."
Okay.
Hammond and Varys and Jem would all get off to their horses. One of the dwarves actually called you, Findon. "Hey, Master Dwarf, we've got another pony if you want one." It's more of a hobbit voice, but...
Finn walks over, saddles up on a lot shorter thing, so he keeps some of his dignity when mounting a horse. Yeah, but... Oh, God.
You're all mounted. And ride off into the sunset. I'm joking, there's no sunset.
Sunrise?
Yeah, the sunrise, you know. Just the gates open and there's people lining the streets. Some of them throw like flowers in the way, like they do when they're going back to retake the city and Return of the King, except a bit less depressing. Hopefully with a slightly better outcome. But yeah, moving on. That's not the shape of things to come, I promise. You set off along the track towards Smiler's Gorge. The company is silent, save for anything that either of you want to say or discuss with each other or any of the people with you.
Rael's trying to put the dreams of last night behind her and not think about them, and just stay focused on what's coming up and what she's got to do. Try and keep everything in check. Try and think about not automatically going to cast spells when she's not going to be able to. That kind of stuff.
Make me a perception check.
As Jamril is not here tonight.
Hey, first natural one.
That's fine. Yeah, you just ride on. I think Out of the Ordinary shows up, so you know it's all good, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that you've got a couple of hours ride before you reach the Gorge. The city it's fairly close, but you've got a ways to go. You continue riding, and you slowly see two towers, like not big towers, but lowish towers coming into view, with what appears to be a very large gate in between them. It is still in the distance, but you can just see this figure because the land is quite flat. The closer you ride, the colder it seems to feel. Not by a lot, but there's a difference. Even if it's just a small one. Both of you make me a perception check now.
Okay.
That's more like it.
When I realise I don't have dice roller open. Here we go. Oh, natural one! Yay.
25.
Okay, cool. If you've got Gemwell's cat sheet, could you make one for him as well, please, Jack?
I don't have his character. I have his boosted stuff.
Okay, we'll keep that open anyway.
I just closed my character sheet. What is going on?
Just realised that. I have been very prepared and not got any dice out.
He's going to have about a 7 or an 8, isn't he?
Can I roll for him?
Just give me a roll, Jack.
I just got him a 5. That's not good.
That'll do.
That's gonna be 13, isn't it, for him?
Yeah. We'll go. Well, Rael saw what needed to be seen anyway, so it's all fine. Where the heck is the flipping dice gone? I'll be right back.
I could roll for them if you want.
They weren't in the assigned bag, that's why. Okay. Okay, so right, yeah, so Varus notices a little bit after, not Varus, Harren, sorry, notices a little bit after you, Rael. But you suddenly see some figures along the left-hand side coming towards you at quite some speed.
Would these look like cultists?
Yeah.
Ew. No.
It is almost immediately this moment that you hear both your father's and your uncle's voice in your ear. No, we can't both speak. That doesn't work. She'll just hear mumbles. Okay, you speak. No, you speak. Okay, no. Okay, fine. Rael, there's cultists. You've probably seen them, but see, that was a waste. Just go silent again.
Is there a point to this?
A point to what?
Yes, I've seen the cultists.
Okay.
So you know what to do.
I was trying to formulate a plan.
I said you should have done the talking. Keep riding. The guard will deal with it.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely what she's going to do. She's going to point it out to the guard.
Mm-hmm.
How far away are they?
They are still. There's still like a good half a mile between you and them.
That's fine. That's fine. In which case, I'm gonna dig my heels into the flanks of the horse and just kind of urge him on a bit faster.
Yep. So yeah, you guys start riding on. Around you, the horses and the ponies of the guard are moving off and branching. They shout, "We should be fine. Good luck. You can do it." And other assorted phrases before they start to spur off and head towards the cultists. But yeah, you turn your attention back to getting to the gate.
Yeah, I don't want to tie the horse too much. It's probably got a long way before it dies somewhere horrible the other side of Smiler's Gorge. But yeah, try and keep it fresh for when we need it.
Yeah. You go over a small hill. On the other side, you can suddenly see this huge gate, which is actually much deeper and bigger than it appeared from the outside because of this slight dip that goes after it.
Is there anything There's no sign of any kind of enemy combatants or anything nearby it.
Make me a perception check.
24.
Oh, no mind, I don't need to make one. God.
You notice a shimmering at the edge of your vision.
Off to one side.
Yeah. Almost like something there is invisible.
How far off?
60 feet.
I'm going to fire a ray of frost at it. As it has a range of 60 feet, I thought that would make sense.
Yeah.
What happens?
You fire this ray of frost, and it does indeed hit something.
Okay.
And then you hear a laugh. It's a laugh that you've got used to hearing at this point. You've heard it quite a few times. It is the laugh of Arthur Remont.
He's got butter.
You hear a... And slowly, something starts to shimmer into view. It's big. It's very big. It has very pale skin. And it has no eyes. It takes a moment for you to recognize this because it's much thinner than the kind that you usually see. But this appears to have once been a hill giant.
Yeah.
On its back, wearing a rather strange and heavy-looking suit of armor, you see Arthur. And around the feet of this thing, you see a handful of cultists. You didn't think we'd let you get to the Gorge that easily, now did you?
I would let me know when I'm allowed to cast another spell.
I will do. Is Findon going to do anything?
Seen Arthur as... No, he really wants to put his hand in his guy. Then he sees the giant. It's like, oh wait, no. Finland starts to stand up on the back of his pony and is just waiting for a bit. But so yeah, he's at the height of people just sitting on their horses at the moment, to be honest. But you know,
can you both make me an animal handling check?
God, this is bad. Close that in. Natural one.
Natural one.
Why? Why is this dice roll so?
You've rolled 4 natural ones between you.
Yep.
Already.
Yep.
Already done free roll.
Yeah, the horse and the pony just are gonna peg it. Whether
Can
you're on it
I
or not.
roll for acrobatics to see if they can stay on it?
You can roll for acrobatics to jump off of it safely.
Okay. Well, that's.
But the pony is going.
Is it going? Is it likely to be going in the direction that we want to be going?
No.
Wait, can I do athletics instead of acrobatics?
You said acrobatics now.
Damn it. All right, so it's just plus.
They've kind of gone.
15.
And they're heading off back towards.
Oh my life! That would be a 6.
Oh, so as you kind of stand up on your pony, the pony's like, nope, and just tears off. But you manage to kind of slip and just land on your feet.
Like, nope, I don't have a horse anymore. Just
I landed on my feet from a 6.
Rael.
Ah.
Yeah, that was Findon. you're getting your staff out to level another spell at this guy, and then you just suddenly go like as the horse just kind of spins and goes the other way and starts to take you with it because you've got one of your feet still caught in the foot thingy, and then you get your foot out, but you're a bit muddier than you were before.
How many hit points?
2. It's not a long fall. You'll be okay. Howard managed to keep control of his horse. Jamril didn't. Varys just about managed to. So Jamril likewise is now horseless, and he's also face flat in the mud on a 2. So at this point, the cultists and the hill giants start to charge towards you, and Rael, you may now cast another spell.
Okay.
Albeit at a disadvantage because you are somewhat disillusioned.
Okay.
Wrong word.
Hill giant and the cultists.
Mm-hmm.
They're what, about 50 feet away?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. I am going to cast Wall of Fire.
Cool.
I am going to create a ring wall of fire. Now, what I'd like to do is get all of them, including the hill giant, in that ring. If I can't, which it's only going to be, I mean, it's a maximum 20 foot in diameter. So if I can't, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is cast it so that we've got some cultists will get through. But basically, I want the hill giant and as many cultists as I can get. But I definitely want the hill giant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. You can probably catch around half the cultists along with the hill giant.
Okay, so the hill giant is...
And the hill giant's already taken out like 3 of them.
I mean, they're what, like 10, 15 feet tall? Something like that, hill giant?
Yeah.
So the wall of flame is 20 feet tall.
Yeah, you're gonna cover it.
So when the wall appears, any creature within its area makes a dexterity saving throw, 5d8 or half as much damage on a successful save.
What's the DC?
The DC is 17.
Okay, so it just makes it.
Damn.
Somehow.
Blimey. Okay, so it takes...
Well, it rolled the number, that's how.
Do you want me to...
I do not mind.
Roll it. Actually, it doesn't say what 5d8, what the average of 5d8 is, so we'll go with... I've got 5, 11, 14, really? 16, 21. So it only takes 11 points of damage from that if it managed its save. Yeah. Any cultists that didn't manage their saves
take 21 damage.
Take 21 damage.
Okay, so the good news is all the cultists are gone. The bad news is the hill giants. Okay.
That's all right. We've got 10 rounds that I can try and keep that in place.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be taking that damage every round.
Yep.
I've just suddenly thought I don't know who a Harren should be able to still attack it.
Yep.
Is Lockvin with us or not?
Lockvin is not.
So.
He had wizardy things to do. Like the wizards always do just before the part where they really need it.
Yeah.
Findon.
Yes. All right.
There's 8 cultists making their way towards you.
Okay.
Partly because they've no longer got any other option, but...
Well, What happened to the hill giant? That's on
The
fire
hill giant
now.
is fighting a fire.
It's behind a 20-foot high ring of fire.
How high can I jump?
Don't.
With rocket boots.
You could get over it, but you'd be outside of the 20-foot radius where you have resistance to fire. So you'd be taking between somewhere in the region of 10 to 30 damage per round.
I do have my anti-fire suites, but at the same time...
Don't try it.
I want to kill him so bad. Is he still on the back of the...
You can't tell. You can't see him.
All right, I'll deal with these minions then. Oh, God. Yeah. In fact, yeah, I better activate my Blessing of Sagil. Just wings come out and yeah. Summon. In fact, yeah. Can I summon Mount? That would be a good call at the moment. Seeing as my horse just ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that take action to do? Or?
That's one action. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I have 2 more from just general. All right, yeah. Summon the swan and then attack 2 of the cultists coming towards me. Seems like a good plan. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll to hit. 11 and 13, so that's both above 20 from my things.
Those will both hit.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have to work out what I roll. It's 1d10 plus 6 plus 2d8. So I roll 7 and then 7, 6, 3. So first one is 6, 20. Yeah, 22. This first one.
Yep, he's dead.
Yep. Okay, they were weaker than I expected. The next one is 7, 1, 7. So 14, 15 plus 21 for the other one.
Okay, yeah, they both died. She like swan. The first 2 who get you just knock back, just crunch. Cool. Harren is at this point gonna attack another cultist with his sword, as practice when he's got to use his sword later on, and that's a 22, so that's a hit. Oh, and I hadn't increased his. Whoops. Okay, where are the other dice gone? Okay, so that is 7 points of damage to a cultist. Oh, no, 8 points of damage. My mistake. Okay. This laugh continues, despite all the fiery death that has occurred. And then you hear this phew, phew, phew sound. And you see these arrows come whistling through the fire. I don't know if anyone would concentrate well enough, but you'd notice that they are not made of wood, but metal. So the first one misses Harren. The second one misses Findon.
Can I just point out?
Yeah.
The wall is opaque.
Yep.
Okay. So whatever's aiming it, it's not being aimed.
No, it's not being aimed on sight.
Oh, good.
Don't you worry about that. Even though maybe do worry about that because the last one did hit Royale. But yeah, okay, well that's 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As one of these bolts just. Now, I can't remember if Wall of Fire's concentration. But...
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Which means I need to make a Constitution check. Intelligence check.
I think it's an intelligence save.
Okay. I can do that.
We'll just say that
with a DC of.
How does this work? We've done it before.
Hang on.
How does it...
There we go. Right. 5e concentration check. Concentration save. Give me a sec. Casting time, bonus action, range components. Yeah. Concentration. Can't cast another spell. Taking damage. Whenever you take damage, you must make a Constitution saving throw to maintain Constitution.
My mistake.
DC equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever number is higher.
10. So
I need to make a Constitution save, and the DC is a 10. Oh joy! I get a plus. That's weird. Right, I get a +2 according to this, which gives me 12.
Nice. So you feel the searing pain in your shoulder, but you keep on firing the fireball.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the firewall is carrying on burning.
Cool. Other cultists. Mrs. Harron. That Mrs. Findon.
And it's end of their turn. They take the damage.
Right. Well, now a bunch of cultists have died. Well, it is now your go.
Okay. So the fire giant, did the fire giant take its damage at the end of that round?
Yes.
Okay. Because I think the first time that I cast it, it takes damage when I cast it, and then it takes damage at the end of its turn.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. No, that's fine. So you don't want me to re-roll that damage, especially given that I rolled below the average.
Re-roll the damage.
We got no dice stream isn't on Roll20 anymore, is it?
No.
Give me half a sec.
Okay.
Right. That's more like it. 10. That's much more like it. 24. 32. Takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn, or enters its damage there.
Yeah.
So does that mean it's getting a dexterity saving throw every round that it's in there? Which
I think so.
That kind of mechanically makes sense, but makes absolutely no sense in terms of game world. But
I mean, neither does dexterity throws. Neither does the fact that the rogue has uncanny dodge, meaning that if they make the dexterity throw, no matter what, if they make it, they completely dodge it.
Yeah. Okay. So it needs to make another dexterity saving throw, and it's either a
16 or 32.
Or a 32.
Yep.
Okay. In which case, are any of... How many cultists are outside the fire that are still alive?
Like 6 at this point.
I think I am going to Ray of Frost them. So I'm going to Ray of Frost one of those. Nat 20.
All the crits this evening.
Remind me. Oh, and lots of natural ones.
That's kind of what I meant.
Yeah. Okay, so is it roll and then double?
Yeah.
Which is 16 points damage.
Cool.
And it's slowed for a round if it's still alive.
Yes. Just hanging on. But yeah, slowed.
And Rael is also moving back. Is there any cover that she can find to get behind?
This is a rock. You can find a rock.
A rock would be good if it gets me between superheated metal arrows and...
Oh, yeah, that's a point.
I'm resistant to fire damage at the moment.
You are, so you take 1 fire damage from the superheated bolt.
Definitely want to be behind this rock then.
Right. Findon.
Yes. How many of the cultists are still? I'm guessing everyone else took their turn and.
Yes. So there were 6.
All right.
There was two who were very nearly dead.
Yeah.
4 others.
Yeah, I'll just start hammering. I'm guessing is the swarm gonna just auto attack or do I have to order it?
Yeah, you'll have to order this one.
I just have the swarm as backup if worst comes to the worst. Let's have a look. First one is 14. Wait, no, I get plus 9, 10, 11. Oh, I'm getting spammed, sorry. I rolled a 3, but I get plus 9, but I also get plus from my swan thing, but I don't know how much it is it?
It's not going to hit.
Yeah, it's going to be like
I know how much it is. That one isn't going to hit.
All right, next one. Oh, that's going to hit. That's above 20. And non-natural 20.
Cool. That's 2 hits then.
Yeah, 8, 7, 1, 5, 2, 2, 8. That was. Can I just do all of the damage at once and just half it for each? That'll be easier. 1, 5, 6.
I'll work it out. It'll probably just be that they're both dead.
16. It's above. Well, it's around 38.
Yeah. 2 more fall to the hammer.
Nice. That's my turn.
Cool. Hammer finishes off. Get the guy that he's fighting. And
I've realised what's it called. I need to save my action surge. So.
Okay, so the cultists are down because Jambo and Varys also dealt with those. The others are all burning and dead. Whale is behind half cover, so that is not going to hit her. That is going to hit Findon. That's not going to hit Varys. So Findon, you take 7 piercing damage.
They got above 22. Oh god.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And also 1 fire damage.
Okay.
We're back round to Rael.
Do you want me to roll for damage on the fire giant?
Yep.
Or do you want to just take? Do you want to just take it as? I reckon the average on a D8 is 5.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to just call it 25 points of damage?
I'll do that. Yeah, I'm happy doing that.
Are there any cultists that are still up?
No.
In which case, I am staying tucked down behind my rock. I am trying to stick my head out occasionally just to see if there's anything going. And we're going to wait another, what is it? It's a minute. So that's going to be another 8 rounds to see whether or not when the fire goes out, there's anything left but charred ashes. Is my plan.
Cool.
And I'll yell out to take cover from those flaming arrows. If you see what I did there.
Yeah. How to just play? Oh. Yep. Findon, there are no more cultists.
Okay. Where is the fire giant? Well, not. It's not a fire giant, is it?
Behind the big wall of fire.
It's not moving through. Yeah.
It's not moved through yet. No.
Like, can I prepare an action?
We can move the wall, I think.
Can I prepare an action? If that makes sense.
Can I move the wall?
I can't remember. Actually, there might be though. That's fireball, isn't it?
Can you move a fireball once you've thrown it?
Basically, the wall's there. The wall's there. What it doesn't say is whether or not anything can make its way through it.
Yeah.
It just says it's opaque.
I mean, I guess if you move through, you take the damage again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's Findon gonna do? And you can say just wait and see what happens.
I'm gonna prepare to jump up, but I'm kind of getting ready to dodge an arrow, if that makes sense. So I'm like, what's the word?
Take the dodge action.
Yes. I kind of want to be primed to like jump in the air and kind of jump onto the giant, if that makes sense. Like I'm getting ready to leap, and if there's an arrow, I'm gonna still leap. So yeah, that's
okay.
My action.
That's fine. I'll just say if the giant charges out through the firewall, then you try and jump onto it.
Okay.
It does. So it takes another 25 damage. You now notice that there is no arter on its back.
Ah, damn it.
And it is now on fire.
Oh.
Do you still want to jump on it?
Am I within 20 feet of...
By the time you've gone up and down and it's moved forward, you will land on it. If you aim right, land right.
Can I just quickly an anti-fire suite as I do this? Good.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Okay, let's do the jump. Let's see. Come on, good roll. Well, that's not the best, but plus with 15. Yes, 15.
Okay.
Oh, wait. If I'm... Yeah, I get +4 to my strength, so it's actually 16, 17, isn't
Dex,
it?
Jack.
Oh, wait. Am I doing athletics?
No, Jack.
Oh, is this a saving throw? Oh, wait, no, my dex is still really high. No, yeah, that's really good, actually.
Jack.
Yeah, I'm still good.
What did you roll?
I got, oh, no. I just looked at my character sheet, and my saving throw was not in dex.
What did you roll?
6. So 6, and dex save is 5.
Not a dex save, just a dex check. That's still 5, so that's an 11.
Yeah, that's fine. 11. I'm not going to die by jumping into fire, but I think I am going to miss the giant.
You're not going to miss the giant. You're not going to... You're probably going to hit it in the belly, though, not...
Okay, that's fine.
Not the head. Now you need to make me another deck... Well, no, now you need to make me a dex save to see if you manage to recontrol it and grab hold.
Oh, it's even worse. I've got a 2. Everything's going wrong.
Okay. Okay.
Well, it was
So
technically
this is what I'm gonna say. The giant goes down by way of dwarf through the stomach
Oh, God.
and out the other side. However, said dwarf is not gonna do too well from that.
Well, that's the way to kill a giant. Fire a dwarf into it.
So you take 39 bludgeoning damage
Ooh,
from
that's...
essentially firing yourself through a giant and into the ground.
I'm on 60 HP.
And then you had the fire resistance suite, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you
That's
only take 12 points of fire damage.
Okay. We have any healers in the party? Just oh, God.
So basically what you do is this. The hill giant goes charging out the thing. You're like,
Trip.
aim way too low. Just straight into the fire. Out the other side.
This side of the wall, fire does no damage.
Hey, oh God.
So unless he ends up inside the ring of fire, he's not taking damage.
I think I'm a lot slower coming out of the giant than going in. God.
Your call. I'm not. It depends on how you want to do it. I'm not getting in the way, but
no,
could it be
that is true.
From just the giant being on fire?
But the giant is on fire, so I'm just gonna say.
Okay.
That yeah.
Okay.
You can be on a slightly standard amount of damage for once. Health even.
Oh wait, temporary hit points.
Oh, how many then did you have?
I had 30. Oh God.
Wonderful. So you're up 30 again.
Yeah, let's just add some more. I've got a bit of health.
So that means you lost. You only lost 20 hit points of your actual hit points.
Yeah, I'm on 78 now.
Anyway. Yeah, this giant just, with this giant, great big hole, it just kind of topples.
is there any sign of this other guy?
Arthur.
Give me a moment. Louis, Jack, odd or even? Just say odd or even.
Odd.
Okay, Louis, can you roll me a dice, please?
Odd.
Okay, luckily for you, Jack, the giant falls forward.
Hey, oh God.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, you hear the voice of Art again. You cannot, for the life of you, see where he is. Well, okay, maybe I needed more giants then, but you just watch yourselves when you come out, because I'll be ready, and then you will not escape. Then there was silence.
Rail's going to drop the wall of fire and just double check that there's nobody in the middle of it.
There is nobody in the middle of it.
Brush yourself down, look around and say, unfortunately, it looks like we're walking.
Well, it is a gorge, so that might have been inevitable anyway. Let's press on to the gate. You continue to walk, and yeah, well, Harren actually does still have his horse, but got off of it. She continued to walk towards the gate, which went Harren lifts up the seal. You see there's this big circular hole in the center, and just the seal slides in, and nothing happens. And then something happens. There's an uncomfortable moment where it's like, oh dear, the world is doomed. The gate's broken.
Everybody's looking at Harren and thinking, did you put it in the right way up?
Yeah.
Have you wrapped in a plastic bag? Just... Good.
Yeah, but then the seal just kind of... And the gate's just... The gates do not look like cannons, but that's the motion that they make.
What's behind it?
Behind it, as soon as it opens, you feel a very cold wind just breathe over you, makes you all shiver. And it's at this point that any horses that were left now turn tail and peg it. And all you see is a dark stone path winding down into all that can be described as a huge, dark chasm. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Smiler's Gorge.
Okay, time to pass around the Nugget Essence.
Yes. Oh flip, no one took it. No,
We're
Harren,
taking it now.
no, Harren pulls the pouch out. How do we apply it? No, Lochvin did tell you that. I just didn't tell you that. Inside the pouch is a little bottle with faintly blue liquid in it. Or a drop. A drop is all you need, Lochvin said, you remember?
Finden's just took his one and is about to swing, and it's like, okay,
just a drop. Yeah, Harren would bloop, pass it to Rael.
Rael takes the drop, passes it to Finden, says, a normal drop, not a dwarven drop.
Finden, yeah, act sensible. Doesn't really want to die yet.
Not one of your mother's drops. That's...
Takes drop, passes it along.
Yep. Gemwil and Vas both take it. It's like, again, kind of like the wind. It like you can feel the cold going down your throat. It's very cold. But yeah, with that taken, is there anything else that you'd like to do before we proceed into Smiler's Gorge?
No.
Check.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to do?
No, not really.
Cool.
Not ready.
In which case, I'm going to need a marching order because this is a single file path.
Before we head off, do we have any of? Did we get any health sweets?
No, you had what you already had.
Okay.
And you've already got quite a few, so
Yeah. We got 15 of the lemon ones. It's
fine.
What do level ones do again?
1d6 plus con.
I may ask for one, in fact, just so I can.
You're on 78.
Yeah, but we're not gonna. I'm gonna not think we're gonna survive this fight, to be honest. But as long as we save the world.
Well, this is just the gorge.
Yeah, this isn't the fight
Yeah,
yet.
we need to go through the portal. Well.
Yeah. Marching order.
I think... Are we going to put Jamril or Finn at the front?
We've both got swans that we can kind of just...
Not inside the gorge.
Won't they fit?
No,
Magical.
no magic.
Yeah. Well, I'll go. Let's see.
Findon at the front, okay.
Jamril behind him. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of Jacob's character.
Varys.
I haven't heard it in ages. Yeah.
I am thinking Jairus next simply because he's going to do more damage than my staff will. So then Harren and myself behind that.
Okay, yeah. And with the order decided, you set off down into the gorge. It takes you a good 10 minutes to work your way down the side of the face of this almost cliff before you get to the bottom, which extends out a long way before it rises up the other side. At the bottom, it is full with almost a forest, only all the trees are withered and dead. Have you reached the bottom without much of a problem? Nothing interrupts you, nothing attacks you. And you get to the start of the tree line. Could you both make me a perception check, please?
Probably not.
Okay. Check.
Yep, sorry.
Perception check, please.
Yep, I'm rolling up.
I'm on a 9.
Right.
I did say.
Yeah.
Pretty it wasn't.
I rolled 11. Wait. Perception. I can't read it, goddammit. Oh, yeah, that's fine. 16.
Okay. You think you see something move in the trees just for a second. You're not entirely sure, but you think that you see something.
Okay, Finn whispers, I think something's in the trees, because he's not gonna... If he thinks there's something there, well, if he's seen something, I'm going to take a chance if there is. Yeah. Just whisper it along the line.
Something in the trees. Something in the trees. Something in the trees. There's some cheese. There's some
Bees
cheese.
knees? What? Chinese, what's it? Stop it.
Does Findon, however, continue into the trees?
Yes. But on guard, if that makes sense.
God, yeah. Yeah, you kind of, after passing on some information, you hear that you can hear the sound of a bow being strung by Varys as you start to move into the trees. It was quite light when you entered and started moving down the gorge. But as you move through the trees, it starts to get darker and darker until you can barely see at all. However, you can hear nothing. Whether that's reassuring or not, it's up to you. And nothing attacks you. For a good half an hour, you continue to walk on through this forest, or dead forest. You're all silent, just on edge, just listening for any possible sound. And then you hear one. You hear a rustle in the distance. And out of the darkness you see it. It's literally a big smile. Just these huge, white, shining teeth.
No.
and they move towards you.
How big?
Wider than Findon big.
Wow, that's big.
Okay.
So
kind of each tooth as long as a man's forearm, kind of big.
Yeah. And then it speaks.
Oh.
Well, hello. It's been a long time since I've had visitors in my gorge. What possibly could a dwarf, a man, a half-elf, a celesti, and a dark elf be doing in Smiler's Gorge?
Oh, that's why it's called Smiler's Gorge. Oh my god. Right. Findon at this point, he's already talked down some weird tree thing from killing him. He believes he's got this diplomacy thing in the bag. Okay. We're just passing through to go to a portal place. Have you seen it? I don't really know. It's just bumbling like a kind of a...
Like a dwarf.
Yes, exactly.
A strong attempt, dwarf, but in vain nonetheless. I know why you're here. The last person who came through this gorge, you see, was Eloth himself. On the way out, in fact. After we planted the tree. Only a sapling back then, but it is pretty well grown now. He didn't plan for this, you see. Always expected that something else would get through. The portal. Do you know where these creatures come from, Master Dwarf?
Well, we guessed out of space, but honestly, we don't know, I think. Well, I don't know, at least.
Any of you? Any idea whatsoever?
Can I make an Arcana or a History roll to see if I've got any idea what the correct answer would be? Because I know I've done a whole stack of reading.
Yeah, do it. Go for it.
Arcana and History are both exactly the same anyway, so...
Ooh.
Be a 24.
Nice. Across the multiple books you have read, you've seen quite a lot of different explanations of what the creatures are, from demonic worms to the gods punishing the peoples for misusing the lands, to them being from the astral plane, but no more real detail than that on why they were there. And one moment.
Cool.
I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, infernal creatures, some kind of wrath of gods, astral plane. Whichever one Rael thinks is most accurate is up to Rael, but those are the kind of things you've heard.
From what I've read, astral plane or possibly demonic plane. Do you actually know?
Oh yes, Eloth told me the first time he came through. That's why I didn't kill him. I found it very interesting.
Can you tell us?
I can indeed. It was a long, long time ago. In a place very, 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 very far away.
Oh, good.
The idea that it is from the astral plane is somewhat correct. This place that we live, this is known to the astralites as a planet. And there are lots of them all throughout space, which is what we call the astral plane. We are not the only people or creatures to exist. There are others, and some of them have technology that we could never even imagine. Though sometimes technology, just like magic, can be more of a curse. This planet was in the process of creating a new kind of soldier to fight for it in a war, to make them faster, stronger, able to make more damage, and keep fighting. They had one problem with it, though. It had destroyed the mind of the host in the process. The creatures essentially gained their own intelligence. They evolved much faster than anyone had imagined. And soon, thanks to a mass breakout, the entire planet was covered with these creatures. And so the beings on this planet decided to do something, because what they'd created was so powerful, so unstoppable, they could think of no alternative. They destroyed their planet. I do not know how this is possible, but their technology was very great, from what I've heard.
And the fragments are fragments of that planet?
Indeed. There are wormholes, portals, whatever you wish to call them, scattered throughout the astral plane, leading from one side to another. It just so happens that one of these portals is very close to the remains of that planet. And that, very occasionally, a fragment of the planet, with some of the worm specimens still on, will come crashing down here. This is the third time it has happened. The first time, there was nothing on it. It was just merely an asteroid. The second time, crashed at the tower now known as Malvort's Gaze. This is the third. The only difference being, this time should be the last.
Why the last?
Well, that's all to do with what you're going to get from this tree. This tree, you see, is not from this planet. It has properties that, well, even when Eloth tried to explain to me, I could not understand. But the fruit from this tree, in any case, have the power to close the portal. No portal, no asteroids, no worms.
How big is this fruit of this tree?
Oh, I have no idea. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
But you're happy to let us through to try and retrieve it?
It has been thousands of years since I last as a visitor. Eloth himself. I'm just happy to have someone to talk to.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Also, you have Naga essence, which smells disgusting.
No.
It doesn't taste great either.
and just grins massively again. No, I imagine for neither of us.
Oh.
No, I will not harm you, as will most of the creatures in here. But be warned, there are darker creatures which will not be put off by the essence of the Naga.
If we retrieve the fruit and we do what we need to do, I imagine there's a lot you could tell me.
Countless things, certainly.
If I can. And you believe I'll be safe, I may just come back. Write down the stories, keep you company for a decade or so.
You know what? That might actually be enjoyable. I will consider it and let you know on your return. In the meantime, I will pass you this knowledge. The creatures to which I refer that may still attack you are known as the Death Kiss.
Yeah.
Are you aware of these, wizard?
No. They don't sound good, though.
You may be aware of them in their larger species name, perhaps. They are Beholder.
Oh.
Have I now? Yeah. Have I heard of a beholder?
I would say Rael has at least come across mention of a Beholder.
Right. And these are in the gorge?
Yeah, a few of them. They were not here when Eloth left, but times change, and I can't control the borders all by myself.
How do we avoid them?
I wish I could give an answer to that. Stay on the path and just hope that they don't find you.
That's the worst advice I've ever heard. Hope for the best. God.
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, God.
Mustn't grumble. Worse things happen at sea.
I think if we run towards them screaming, they'll be so surprised we could probably get past them.
I wouldn't try that.
Oh, God.
When you look back around, the creature has disappeared.
Is it, it's completely dark around where we are, right? Does anyone have a light spell that they can overcharge?
Not in Smiler's Gorge.
Oh, wait, yeah. Never mind. God.
Can I make the staff glow?
You can.
Can you, like, overpower it? Like, do funnel all your magic into it, if it makes sense?
I think that's unlikely to stop a beholder.
But, yeah, I'm thinking of a way we could escape, mostly.
I think the best thing to do is to stay on the path and hope it doesn't find us.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like a backup plan in case we do get spotted. We need a kind of a distraction or some way to stun it.
Rael, can you make yourself really, really bright while we run away?
Well, no, as in...
No, it's all right, mate. Say what you think.
I don't know how to say this in non-kind of gamey terms, as in a flashbang, but yeah. As in a way to... Have you ever been in a dark room and then someone opens a door and you get blinded? I imagine...
Tried using a flashbang against a tank.
Yeah, but it's a tank with a giant eye, though. So, and it hasn't seen light in years. Surely it'll be completely screwed. Well, actually, maybe it has light vision. Well, dark vision, I mean. Then, yeah. No, never mind, I'm out. Yeah. God.
Gently, gently, quietly, quietly, because we are screwed if we come across one of those.
Okay.
I have Mage Beam. It's not the world's greatest spell. And I have a magic spear.
Oh, God.
Which ignores armor, but when it's against a beholder, which is...
So, flying beholders, well known for wearing plate mail.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
I think we, quietly as we can, probably put Jamril up front. And probably put Varys second. Have a look to see if we can find some sacking for the dwarves' feet. And creep carefully onwards.
I just had a flashback to the dustbin escapade in like episode 5 when you were in that city and you had to get the first key, and it involved some stealth checks and they went very badly wrong.
Yes.
Bad times.
And on that note,
the way I've been rolling tonight.
can you both make me a stealth check, please?
All right, let's see.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I got a 15 roll, so it'll probably be. Wait, let me have a look.
Yes. Like
I got 16.
15 plus. Yeah, that's a natural 20, isn't it?
Those are all fine. Helen steps on a twig or two. At which point you were like, but you'd all been stepping on a fair few more twigs before you'd discovered this news, and nothing had found you. So it's probably okay.
Fine.
It's probably fine.
Bring on the marching band.
You continue walking for another hour or so, and it starts to get a little bit brighter, you reckon. You think you're getting close to the other side. Do you want to make me a perception check, please?
Okay. 17.
19.
You see a red eye.
Would this be a large red eye?
Quite a large red eye.
On the path in front of us?
Yeah. But do you want to make me an insight check?
Yes.
I'd love to make an insight check.
Should I make one as well? Or...
On a natural 1, I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Have a go, Jack.
17 plus whatever. I don't know. Insight.
That doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, so that'll be 18.
-3. Oh, no.
Nah. Well, yeah.
Rael sees this thing and just stuff up. But Findon, as you look at it, you look at his eye, and you realise it hasn't seen you yet.
I hold up my hand like, yeah, and I don't make a noise, and I point at it, and I'm like...
You're at the back.
Oh, God. Oh, I don't know what to do. I tap...
Guys, be quiet.
No.
It's not
Guys, it's not Cedar.
Varys is at the front. Has he stopped? Have Varys and Jamril stopped?
On a 3, no.
All right, all right, we're slowly moving forward, right?
Yeah.
Is there room for 2 people to walk?
No, and especially not a dwarf.
God.
Well, Rael can reach out and grab Varys.
I mean, there's Jamril in between. But Jamril does see it. Jamril stops Varys.
All right, so we've all stopped, and we see a beholder.
Just crouching down and staying as quiet.
Is it moving, or is it just still?
It looks like it's looking for something.
All right, let
If it finds us, feed it Harren.
Findon grabs a what would be good? Is there just a rock on the ground he grabs?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna hold on to it and just kind of raise it up, getting ready for it. But he's not gonna throw it yet. Just
You're just going to cuddle it because it makes you feel better,
yes,
aren't you?
comfort rock. Yeah, and then it's just gonna wait. It's the best plan at the moment.
Takes me back to my childhood nursery. I've got my comfort rock.
Can you both make me a stealth check, please?
I will love him and kiss him and name him George. That was not quite so good. That's a 13.
I got a 12, so I'm not gonna just. I just throw the rock out of like no, I don't. Got a natural one. I drop the rock, making a loud noise.
No, you're still holding the rock. You're just kind of shuffling around a bit, kind of because how you crouch, you kind of lose your footing, you like slip a bit, but you know you're trying to regain it. The beholder does not know where you are, but you reckon that it has a feeling that you're in this area, so it does not move off.
Okay. Finland's seeing this as taps people on the shoulder, points at the rock. Well, whoever's in front of him points at the rock, and then points like it kind of just off the direction, if that makes sense. So away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and once he's is everyone informed?
Yep,
yeah,
I think.
And Findon throws the rock.
Make me a dex roll. You knew I was going to ask for that.
Was that a saving throw or
just a roll?
Got a 2, but it's +5. So 5, 6, 7.
Is he proficient with rocks?
I'm proficient with all armor, shields, and simple and martial weapons. Oh god.
He's a dwarf. He must be proficient with throwing stones.
In some respect.
Could I activate action surge, bring out my hammer, and slap the rock as hard as I could? Just as I throw it, I realize it's just going to land like in front of us. So just, God.
No. I mean, it's not crit fail, so you're not going to hit the beholder in the eye.
Oh wait, I have stone cunning.
Yeah, that's to do with.
Shut up! Let me have this. I've never used it.
I know. I'm gonna let you have it in a way.
Okay, let's see what happens.
You sew the rock. It's dark. You're a dwarf, so you know you can see in shades of grey and whatnot. So you can maybe see a bit better than some of the others, but still not that great. And there's a tree branch that you missed. Like the tree was well out of the way, but there's a branch, and so you throw the rock onto Hal and said, "Ow!" Sorry. And you just actually when it hits the tree, but definitely when you hit the owl, the eye just and slowly starts to glide and make its way down towards you.
So it heard the owl and it's coming. Finland grabs another rock, and this time he's going to use his hammer to punch it. Like
if Finland goes to grab his hammer, I'm going to put his hand on it. So don't use the hammer.
I think if I use the hammer, I can hit it away really far.
But the hammer hitting the rock will make a loud noise.
Good point. I just throw the rock. Come on. Good.
The eye flashes away, but then looks back and keeps coming.
Finland throws another rock.
Yeah, we will leave it there.
Isn't beholder like one of the hardest things to fight?
I mean,
for a level 9 party with no magic, I wouldn't.
Yeah, on a level from Thrask to Murloc.
It's a death kiss beholder. It is not a true beholder. That is all I'll see. That's all I'll say. I know, but yeah, we will leave it there for this evening. Yep, shorter session, but I believe we all have work tomorrow, actually. Wait, Jack, do you work Wednesdays?
Yes, I'm
do.
Wednesdays and Thursdays and Tuesdays, and yeah.
In which case, we do all have work to go to, which sounds weird.
Especially when it comes to me, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Louis also been doing lots of gaming, so probably does need an early night. And also, I'd rather do this and more of the other stuff with at least Tom. So yeah, we will leave this session here. Next 2 weeks, we've managed 2 weeks in a row. Unfortunately, we will not manage 3 because I am in Bath for our next session.
You take your baths really seriously, don't you? You get in there and it's like it's a month-long ordeal. It doesn't only happens every 3 years, but when it does,
it's a long time. Which puts our next session as 1st, 7th. So the 21st of November, hopefully. So yeah, might do something else before then. Who knows? But we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.